See friend, in the last video we have completed first 7 example from question number 2 from miscellaneous exercise 5. Now we are solving question number 8. Observe the given condition in this example. Here we have to find out component form of A bar. So now try to understand when we can say that the representation of a vector is in what? Component form. So if we are expressing the vector, suppose that here vector is what? A bar. If we are expressing this vector in terms of what? I cap, j cap, k cap, means in this form xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap. Such a representation is called as component form, or it is also called as representation of a vector in Cartesian form. Means if we are expressing the vector in terms of I cap, j cap, k cap, such representation is called as component form or Cartesian form, isn't it? So now we have to express our given vector A bar using this given condition in this form, getting it? Where x, y and z are called as component along x, y and z axis, and this representation is called as component form or Cartesian form. Okay, so let us try to solve here first example. So in the first example, let us make the use of given condition. So what is given condition? That A bar lies in which plane? YZ plane. So let us consider here one YZ plane. Let this will be say YZ plane. Okay, the vector A bar lies in this plane, it is given to us, and makes an angle of 60 degree. And example is related with what? Angle. Since the example is related with angle, so angle made by a vector or angle made by a line with x, y and z axis, generally we are denoting by what? Alpha, beta and gamma, and these alpha, beta and gamma are called as what? Direction angles. So here we are supposing that let A bar or let direction angles of A bar are alpha, beta and gamma. Means alpha is angle made by A bar with x axis, beta with y axis and gamma with what? Z axis. And again it is given to us that A bar lies in which plane? YZ plane. A bar lies in YZ plane. So if A bar lies in YZ plane, so using this condition, let us check which value we are getting here. So already here we have shown that this A bar lies in what? YZ plane, and we know that x-axis, this x-axis is what? Perpendicular to this YZ plane, and since x-axis is perpendicular to YZ plane, means it is perpendicular to all the vector lie in this plane, means it is perpendicular to what? A bar also, means A bar is perpendicular to which axis? X-axis, and angle made with x-axis we have denoted by what? Alpha. So therefore we can say that here alpha will be equals to how much? 90 degrees. Using the condition that A bar lies in YZ plane, we have got the value of alpha. Again it is given to us that it makes angle 60 degree with y axis. Angle made with y axis we have denoted by beta, and beta is equal to how much? 60 degree, and gamma is equals to, gamma is not given here, we have to find out value of gamma. Once the value of alpha, beta and gamma are known to us, we are able to find out unit vector along A bar. These are what? Direction angles. Once direction angles are known to us, we are able to find out direction cosines, isn't it? And later on we will decide how to make the use of direction cosines. So to find out the value of gamma, we have one condition. We have applied this condition in many examples, that cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is equals to 1. So cos square, keep it as it is, replace alpha by its value 90 degree, plus cos square beta is how much? 60 degrees, plus cos square gamma is unknown value which we have to find out. Here its value is equal to 0, cos 60 is 1 by 2, keep this square as it is, plus cos square gamma is equals to 1 also as it is. From this let us try to find out value of gamma here. Cos square gamma is equal to 1 minus this plus 1 by 4 on this side will become minus 1 by 4. So therefore cos square gamma is equals to, see what will the difference here? 1 minus 1 by 4 will be equals to 3 by 4. So therefore cos gamma is equal to plus or minus root 3 by 2. Just simply we have taken square root on both sides. In this way we have got the value of cos gamma. Means now we have alpha is given to us, beta is given to us, and we have got the value of cos gamma also. Now we are trying to find out unit vector along what? A bar. So direction cosines, this cos alpha is given means we are able to find out cos alpha. Beta is given means we are able to find out cos beta also. And just now we have got the value of cos gamma. And what is cos alpha, cos beta and cos gamma are direction cosines. And if the direction cosines are known to us, then unit vector along A bar can be defined as, therefore unit vector along A bar is what here? E cap is equals to cos alpha I cap plus cos beta j cap plus cos gamma k cap. So all these results we have already studied in relation between direction ratios and direction cosine. Here what is cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma? Direction cosines. And if we are finding its magnitude, what we will get? Under root cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma. But already we know that its value is equal to what? 1. So means we are getting that magnitude is 1. Magnitude is 1 means what? This is unit vector. So in this way, if direction cosines are known to us, we are able to define unit vector along that line or along that vector. So which is equal to cos alpha. What is the value of alpha here? 90 degrees. I cap, keep it as it is. Cos beta, beta is also given to us 60 degrees. J cap plus cos gamma k cap. So which is equal to cos 90 is 0, so not necessary write 0 here. Cos 60 is 1 by 2 j cap. And cos gamma, just we have got the value of cos gamma, that is plus or minus root 3 by 2. Keep this k cap as it is. So in this way we have got unit vector along what? A bar. Let this will be say one vector A bar, and we have got a value of unit vector along this A bar, isn't it? Now this is unit vector means its magnitude is what? 1. And if we are multiplying to this unit vector by what? 4, we will get a new vector along E cap. Along what? E cap, whose magnitude is what? 4. So and our requirement is also what? Magnitude of A bar is equal to what? 4. So since magnitude of A bar is equals to 4, magnitude of A bar is what? 4. That's why we can say that A bar is equal to what? 4 E cap. E cap is a unit vector along A bar, and if we are multiplying to it by 4, we will get a new vector of magnitude 4, and that new vector is nothing but what? A bar, because magnitude of A bar is 4. So which is equal to 4, keep it as it is. Replace this E cap by the value 1 by 2 j cap plus or minus root 3 by 2 k cap. Okay, so which is equal to, now multiply by 4 to both the terms in this bracket. 4 into 1 by 2 will be 4 by 2. 4 by 2 means what? 2 j cap plus or minus. Here if you are multiplying by 4, so 4 root 3 upon 2 will be 2 root 3 k cap. So in this way we have got a vector which satisfies all the condition in the example. Which condition? That it lies in YZ plane, makes an angle of 60 degree with Y axis, and its magnitude is equals to what? 4 units. So the method which you applied in the first example, same method we have to apply in what? Second example. So hope you have got all these condition. Now let us try to solve the example number 2. So observe the example number 2 here. In this second example, so now we are solving second example. In this second example, A bar lies in which plane? XZ plane. So here let us denote the direction angle by alpha, beta, gamma, and here that A bar lies in XZ plane. If it lies in XZ plane, means it is perpendicular to what? Perpendicular to what? Y axis, because Y axis is perpendicular to XY plane, and A bar lies in XY plane means our A bar is perpendicular to what? Y axis, or Y axis is perpendicular to A bar. Angle made with Y axis is denoted by beta, so that's why here we can say that beta is equals to how much? 90 degrees. And what is given condition? Makes angle 45 degree with Z axis, means gamma is given to us because gamma is angle made with what? Z axis. So here alpha is not given to us. So again we are using same condition, that cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is equal to 1. Substitute the value. Here alpha is unknown value, so keep this alpha as it is. Beta I am replacing by 90 degrees, beta replace it by 90 degree, and this gamma will get replaced by what? 45 degrees. Now here cos square alpha, keep it as it is, cos square alpha. Now cos 90 is equal to what? 0. So here we will get 0 square. Cos 45 is equal to 1 by root 2. So here substitute its value 1 by root 2, keep square as it is. What is square of 1 by root 2? 1 by 2. Plus 1 by 2 on this side will become minus 1 by 2. So here we will get value of cos square alpha. So cos square alpha will be equals to, if you are taking difference here, 1 minus 1 by 2 will be equals to what? 1 by 2. And if you are taking square root on both sides, so what is the value of cos alpha? Plus or minus 1 by root 2. Okay, just simply we have taken square root on both sides. In this way we have got the value of cos alpha here. Now unit vector along a bar is defined as, again, e cap is equal to cos alpha I cap plus cos beta j cap plus cos gamma k cap. Now substitute the values. So cos alpha, keep it as it is. Beta is given to us. What is the value of beta here? 90 degrees. And gamma is also given to us. What is the value of gamma here? 45 degrees. Keep k cap as it is. Now cos alpha, just now we have got the value of cos alpha, it is plus or minus 1 by root 2. Keep this I cap as it is. What is the value of cos 90? 0. 0 into j cap is 0, means second term will become 0. And what is the value of here? Cos 45. Cos 45 will be equals to what? 1 by root 2. So in this way we have got the unit vector along a bar. But in the second example, what is the magnitude of a bar? Magnitude of a bar is equal to 10. So here magnitude of a bar is equals to 10. So therefore a bar will be equals to 10 into e cap. So because magnitude is what? 10, and e cap is what? Unit vector. So it is unit vector, means its magnitude is 1. But we want a vector in the same direction whose magnitude is what? 10. That's why we are multiplying here by 10. So here two possibilities are there. Maybe possible that this unit vector is in the same direction or in opposite direction. So that's why here we have to take plus or what? Minus. But if you observe, the answer given in the textbook is given in only one direction. That's why we are not taking here plus or minus. Well, replace e cap, keep this 10 as it is, replace e cap by its value. So value of e cap is known to us. What is its value? Plus or minus 1 by root 2. 1 by root 2 what? I cap. Again last term is plus 1 by root 2 k cap. 1 by root 2 k cap. Now I am multiplying by 10 here. So 10 into 1 is 10. 10 upon root 2 will be equals to what? 5 root 2. 5 root 2. And here 10 upon root 2 will be again what? 5 root 2. So 5 root 2 k cap. So here we will get plus or minus, and here only plus is there. In this way, this is calculation part. Hope you have got it. 10 into 1 will be what? 10. 10 upon root 2. So this 10 can be written as what? 2 into 5. Upon root 2, keep it as it is. So this 2 can be written as what? Square of root 2. 2 can be written as square of root 2 upon 5 divided by root 2. Root 2 and 1 root 2 will get cancelled. 5 into root 2 will be equals to what? 5 root 2. So as you are the student of 12th standard, so these are very simple calculation for you. So here this simplification will be 5 root 2, and here also we will get 5 root 2. In this way we have got a required vector which satisfies all the condition in the example. So now let us try to solve the example number 9th. Observe the given condition in the example. Two sides of a parallelogram are represented by these two vectors. Two vectors are given to us. Better way here, denote first vector by a bar. So let a bar is equals to 3i cap plus 4j cap minus 5k cap, and b bar is equal to, denote second vector by b bar, 2 minus 2j cap plus 7k cap. Now these two vectors are what? Two sides of a parallelogram, are two sides or two adjacent sides of parallelogram. This is given condition. Now it is not given to us that the sides are these are the adjacent side, but we can observe that in a parallelogram, let us suppose that this will be say one parallelogram here, and if I am saying that A bar and B bar are adjacent side, so one possibility is that either these two vectors represent adjacent side, or maybe possible that these two vectors are what, parallel. But when we can say that vectors are parallel, if their direction ratios are in proportion. What is direction ratio? Ratio of coefficient of I cap is 3 upon 0 is undefined, and 4 upon minus 2 ratio of coefficient of J cap is minus 2, and this ratio is what, minus 5 by 7. So ratios are not in proportion. That's why definitely these are not the opposite sides. That's why here we can say that these two vectors represents what, adjacent sides of a parallelogram. Now let us see if the adjacent sides of a parallelogram are given to us, then how to find out diagonals of that parallelogram. Question is what, find the unit vector parallel to the diagonal. Means unit vector parallel to the diagonal, or in other word we can say that unit vector along the diagonal, isn't it? Now first, to find out unit vector along the diagonal, our aim is to find out vector along the diagonal. Now see how to find out vector along the diagonal if adjacent sides of a parallelogram are given to us. Let us denote this diagonal. Let us draw one diagonal here. We know that opposite sides of a parallelogram are of equal length, so magnitudes are equal, and in terms of vector, since the opposite sides are parallel, means directions are also same, means these two vectors are equal. That's why I am able to denote this vector by what, B bar. You are getting it? These are equal vector. When we can say that vectors are equal, if magnitudes are equal and directions are same. Since these are the opposite sides of parallelogram, means lengths are equal, means magnitudes are equal, and they are parallel to each other, means we can say that directions are also same. That's why these two vectors are equal. So that's why I am able to denote it by B bar. So according to triangle law of vector addition, this will be what? This diagonal will be A bar plus B bar. Means we have got one diagonal. One diagonal is represented by what? A bar plus B bar. Now let us denote this another diagonal, say by what? C bar here. Now we are trying to find out value of C bar. Let us try to find out value of C bar here. So C bar is equal to, now in this triangle, A bar will be equals to what? B bar plus C bar, B bar plus C bar. So our aim is to find out C bar here, because diagonal we have denoted by what? C bar. So this implies that C bar is equal to plus B bar on this side will become minus B bar. So what will get? A bar minus B bar. What is C bar? C bar is nothing but second diagonal. Means what is the value of second diagonal? A bar minus B bar. Means simply you have to remember this important result, that if A bar and B bar represent adjacent sides of a parallelogram, then diagonals are denoted by A bar plus B bar, and second diagonal is what? A bar minus B bar. So here we have written that A bar and B bar are what? Diagonals of, adjacent sides of a parallelogram. That's why we can say that therefore diagonals of parallelogram are, so first diagonal is A bar plus B bar, and second diagonal is what? A bar minus B bar. So let us try to find out value of A bar plus B bar. So what is A bar here? 3I cap plus 4J cap minus 5K cap plus B bar. B bar is equal to minus 2J cap plus 7K cap. Now we are collecting the terms of I cap here. Only one term of I cap appears, that is 3I cap. Now collect the terms of J cap. 4J minus 2J will be equals to 2J cap. Lastly collect the terms of K cap. Minus 5K cap plus 7K cap is plus 2K cap. Now once the value of A bar plus B bar is known to us, we will find out what? Magnitude, because we have to find out what? Unit vector. And what is the formula to find out unit vector along A bar? If we are denoting that unit vector by E cap, then unit vector along A bar can be found out as A bar divided by its magnitude. We have to find out unit vector along the diagonal, which is the first diagonal, A bar plus B bar. A bar plus B bar is known to us. But to find out unit vector, we have to divide to it by what? We have to divide to it by what? Its magnitude. So that's why we are finding magnitude of A bar plus B bar. So magnitude of A bar plus B bar is equal to under root 3 square plus 2 square plus 2 square, which is equal to under root 4 plus 4 is 8 and 8 plus 9 will be equals to 17. So here we have got under root 17. Now we are trying to find out value of a bar minus b bar, means vector along the second diagonal. And a bar minus b bar is equals to, substitute the value of a bar, which is nothing but 3i cap plus 4j cap minus 5k cap, minus value of b bar is equal to minus 2i cap plus 7k cap. So let us try to find out difference here. 3i cap minus minus means plus 2. 3 plus 2 will be equals to 5i cap. Now collect the terms of j cap. Plus 4j cap, keep it as it is, plus 4j cap. Lastly, collect the terms of k cap. Minus 5 and minus 7. Minus 5 and minus 7 will be equals to minus 12. Minus 12 k cap. So this implies that magnitude of a bar minus b bar is equals to under root 5 square plus 4 square plus minus 12 square. So which is equal to under root 25 plus 16 plus 144. So which is equals to, now try to find out this addition. 5 plus 6 is 10. 10 plus 5 will be equals to what? Again let us check it. Here value of a bar minus b bar, sorry, here it will be what? J cap is there, j cap. So means there will be mistake in calculation part. 3i cap minus 0i cap is what? 3i cap. Again here 4j minus minus means plus 2 will be equals to 6j, and minus 5 and minus 7 will be minus 12. So now let us try to find out its magnitude. 3 square plus 6 square minus 12 square. So here we will get 9, 36 and 144. So this addition will be equals to 180. 180 plus 9 will be under root 189. Under root 189. So which is equal to, we can observe that 189 is the multiple of 9. 9 is a perfect square. 9 into 21. So 9 outside the root will become 3. 3 root 21. So in this way we have got magnitude of a bar minus b bar also. So therefore we can say that unit vector, question is to find out what? Unit vector parallel to the diagonal. So therefore unit vectors parallel to diagonal of parallelogram are. So first is nothing but what? A bar plus b bar divided by its magnitude, means 1 upon root 17 into 3i cap plus 2j cap plus 2k cap. Okay, so this will be a bar plus b bar divided by its magnitude, and vector along the unit vector along the second diagonal. Second diagonal is what? A bar minus b bar. So its value is this one, and we are dividing to it by its magnitude, means 1 upon 3 root 21. What we'll get here? 3i cap plus 6j cap minus 12k cap. Remember that whenever we are finding unit vector, two possibilities are there. So one is maybe possible that unit vector is in this direction or in the opposite direction. Means if we are taking opposite direction, means if we have to multiply to it by minus, means sign may get what? Change. Getting it? So this is also the unit vector along the we are finding only one unit vector. So but how many possibilities are there? We are able to get two unit vector. One is if one unit vector is in this direction, means second unit vector may be in what? Opposite direction also. Getting it? So if we are finding unit vector in any direction, so that answer will be considered as correct answer. Getting it? Means if you are getting here, if your signs are changing, if you are solving this example and you are getting different signs here, minus, minus, and here you are getting plus, but till your answer is what? Correct here, because two units vectors are there. If this is a bar, then unit vector may be possible that unit vector is in the same direction or in what? Opposite direction. That's why two possibilities of signs will be there.